Okay, if you're an educator, you know this feeling. You want to shake things up, maybe try a new seating arrangement, but you just hesitate. You can already hear it, can't you? That screech of dragging chairs, the chatter that just explodes into total chaos. Yeah, it's the sound of a lesson getting completely derailed before it even has a chance to start. I mean, this quote just nails it, right? It's a universal pain point for teachers everywhere. The potential for disruption is so high that a lot of the time, we just decide, you know what, it's not worth it. We stick with the same old layout, and maybe our activities suffer because of it. And this image, it really captures that feeling, doesn't it? Such a simple task feels like this massive barrier. But what if the problem isn't just about the noise? What if all that chaos is actually just a symptom of something much deeper? So, to really get to the bottom of this, we've got to look at the psychology behind what's happening. And it turns out it's pretty fascinating. The source material suggests it all comes down to a feeling of powerlessness. Think about it for a second. In a typical classroom, almost every single decision is made for the students. So when they're suddenly asked to do something physical, like move furniture, it's this rare chance for them to actually exert some control. And if they have no personal investment in the outcome, well, that desire for control can really easily spill over into disruptive chaos. This slide just lays it all out, plain and simple. On the left, you've got the old way, decisions made for them. That leads to them feeling powerless, which leads to noise and misbehavior. But look at the right. When you shift to making decisions with them, the entire dynamic changes. They feel responsible, they take pride in getting the job done right. So the big question is, how do we actually make that shift? And that, right there, brings us to the solution. Instead of looking at the classroom shuffle as this terrible chore that we have to manage, we can reframe it. We can see it as a powerful opportunity for collaboration and for empowering our students. So the technique itself is actually pretty simple. It breaks down into 3 basic steps. First, you explain the goal, and then, and this part is key, you ask for their advice. How do they think it should be done? Second, you genuinely listen, you discuss their ideas, and if they come up with a good way, you agree to follow their plan. Finally, after it's all done, you debrief. You have a quick chat about how it went. It's a simple cycle of trust and responsibility. So, what kind of ideas might students actually come up with? Well, the source gives us a fantastic toolkit of practical options that might just pop up when you open the floor for discussion. You know, your students might suggest making it a challenge, like trying to move everything in complete silence. Or maybe they'll want to appoint specific roles, a desk manager, a chair captain. They might suggest a small, dedicated moving crew, or even a super organized military precision approach. And hey, even if they decide it's best for the teacher to just do it early, that's a valid outcome too. The point isn't which option they choose, it's that they were a part of the choice. Okay, so maybe you're listening to this and thinking, yeah, right, not with my class. If that's you, I want you to hear this story. It's a powerful, true story from the source material that really shows just how effective this whole approach can be. So this story comes from an educator, Ken Wilson, and it happened while he was teaching in a public school over in Spain. And he found himself in a situation that would make most teachers, well, pretty nervous. So here's the setup, a class of 33 14-year-olds. He needed them to clear every single desk to the walls, and he needed it done quietly and quickly for an activity. Instead of barking orders, he just laid out the goal, put his trust in them, and started a timer. And the result? Well, they did it, quietly, efficiently, in just 1 minute and 25 seconds. Think about that. 33 teenagers, a task just begging for chaos, completed with focus and speed. But believe it or not, the story doesn't even end there. This is the real kicker. 2 years later, he goes back to that same school, and his reputation wasn't for his lesson plans or his subject expertise. It was for this one, simple, 5-minute event. He was the man who moved the desks. That is the lasting impact you can have when you turn a moment of potential chaos into a moment of shared responsibility and respect. So the big takeaway here is pretty clear, right? By shifting from control to collaboration, we can completely transform everyday classroom challenges into amazing learning opportunities. And that really leaves us with a fascinating question to chew on. What other daily classroom problems, from handing out papers to cleaning up, are actually just hidden opportunities waiting for us to unlock them?